Good morning, everybody. Looking like a happy family.
What's going on, guys?
We're up right above ground and watching you.
Bruno,
I've had
no.
too much coffee already.
Let this fill up some more before we kick this off. Okay.
Cute doggy.
Oh, sweet puppy.
He doesn't know boundaries.
What's his
Here comes
name?
Jealous, Mr. Hank.
He looks sweet.
He is,
Beauty.
but he's also kind of an asshole.
The
Not in the
best
best
of us
way.
are.
Dogs are my favorite animal. So.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey everyone.
See what I mean by he's an asshole? He just farted and it smells terrible.
Thank you for sharing.
Mr.
Wow, what a statement to come into the colon.
Hank, the boy.
Lauren, you
What
looking
breed
like
is
you're
he?
feeling good.
Thank you, I am feeling better. I'm sort of 90%
You
there.
sound better.
Yes, I feel more human, and I've managed 3 workouts this week, so that's good.
There you go.
Good job.
Morning.
And
Sandra, hi.
people keep strolling in. So once the flow kind of dies down, I'll kick off the form checks.
I did both of my form checks at the gym this week.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah.
No hat.
Well, we can hop on over there now.
Good morning.
Good
Morning.
morning, Rita.
Hey,
Morning.
Becky.
Anita.
Nick.
Where is my Dropbox tab? Here we go. It is reloading, and then I will kick off the. Oh, one more coming. There we go. Everybody can see that okay?
Yep.
Looks good.
Yeah, we can see.
Yep.
We got 90 today. Oh, I'm echoing in someone's. Now it's taking its sweet ass time.
Gotta get you that new computer.
Yeah.
Can we set up a GoFundMe for you, Coach Nick, and we'll just buy you a new
It's not
laptop.
that I necessarily can. It's that I just bought a lawnmower. Because I live in a forest. This is what my view is.
Oh wow.
Pretty.
And then Hank.
Oh man.
That's his squirrel and deer watching post. This thing just completely, I can do this, but it's not playing. What
It
the
looks like
fuck?
hey dude, that's
It's a
that's a
picture.
picture.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a
it
JPEG.
is?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a JPEG. Yep.
Well, Beverly, you're fired. I'm sitting here waiting for the shit to load, and it's a goddamn picture. See,
That's why you
Nice.
need us.
there we go. Yeah, that's exactly why I have you guys, is pick up my slack with the technology. It's a good squat. Nice, long, eccentric. Took her time. Should probably get a hair deeper, but I'm not super worried about that yet because everything else is very intact. Um, I'd like to see you bracing into that belt a little bit more, Beverly. Make that belt work for you. So brace, unrack, step out, rebreathe, rebrace, push into that belt. Rib, I like to cue it with when you brace, because we get our inhale, and then when we bear down, I like to ribs down, chest out, ribs down. It seems counterproductive for the two, but when you bear down into your core, and because when we're muscles do two things. They work between 2 points. They don't do anything in between. They try to contract two attachments, right? So say a bicep. It tries to contract here and here, and it tries to pull these together. So that's what a muscle does. It doesn't know any different. So if we're bracing and we're elongated, we haven't bared down into that muscle. We're elongating that point, creating a better leverage for the load we're trying to lift, not for you. So when we bear down into it, then we contract everything and bring it together. Look at when you're doing a bicep curl. What's easier, this part of the rep or this part of the rep? The close to completely contracted. Same thing. So that's what I'd like to see out of you, Beverly, is really bear down into that belt. So Carly's standing on plates to elevate her box squats. It's still a little high. I'm incredibly strict on her depth because she is, prepping for a powerlifting meet. So, we need to bring you up even a little bit higher. That's just what you're gonna have to, make it work with stacking plates. I would say those 25s might get you where you need to be, right over there on the floor. Otherwise, we're in position. There's nothing really going wrong. We're in a little bit of hyperextension in the lumbar, but it's not bad. I'd rather see that, a little bit of that rather than flexion. But overall, that's looking good. We just need to keep bringing up which is kind of a bitch, I know, to step up onto them backwards. It's kind of sketchy. But yeah, we need to get that depth out of that. Good, Rodrigo. Stand all the way up when you catch it. So here, stand up, dip and drive. So don't go right into the reactive, clean and press. So there, at this point, when you catch the bar, just so there's no confusion, boom, here, whoops. Here, you're going to stand up. Then you're going to brace again. dip drive, down, up, explosively, versus landing, catching soft, not generating tension in position, bracing, create tension, squeeze your butt, pull the floor apart, knees out over your toes, dip drive. So there's no hinging in the dip and drive. Otherwise, the rest of it looks fantastic. We just need to get you cleaning and pressing versus right into a reactive press. That'd be like something I would do like for work capacity or conditioning, a reactive press. It's a thing. So this is your closer grip.
Closer grip. There's a front view as well.
That looks so much better.
My God, I felt like I could lift so much more weight, but
'Cause
I
we put
didn't.
your
I wanted to
femur
do.
and
I wanted to
tibia-
do like for
we
like.
stacked
Yeah.
your tibia, your femur,
Yeah.
and everything in line. So your power wasn't going out. Your power is going completely vertical. It's the same thing.
It's
Like,
really.
go ahead.
Oh no, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. It also, I noticed something when my grip is that close to my legs, it forces the bar path right up against my shins. There's absolutely no, like it doesn't roll anywhere. Basically, it took me a while to get the straps.
And
to
it's
work.
utilizing your arm length. So instead of being
Yeah.
out here and having to come down to it, you essentially made yourself taller, gave you more advantage. Look, see how that chest almost is all the way up because they're using
Yeah.
that arm length. You don't have short arms, but you don't have super long arms. So,
They're
uh,
pretty long, but yeah.
I mean, comparatively to like you're fairly proportional.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm built like a fucking ape. Uh, my
It
my
it
arm
felt
length is like
really
6 foot,
good.
6'1", and I'm 5'9". Knuckle dragger. So you don't have, let's say, a disadvantage when it comes to your where your height is in your proportion. You are, I would say, fairly well rounded.
Thank you. Now I
But that
just need to fix my
explains why
squats.
it also goes into why, your squats don't look like shit, your deadlift, like everything for you is fairly sound, comes pretty naturally across the board. When you see like a long femur and a short torso, those are the people that typically fold more in the squat. But as soon as you elevate their heels, they can squat like someone that's short femur and long torso, more vertical. So it's not bad, one or the other. It's just a difference of hip mobility and proportions do change how squat form will look, much like deadlift. Bench, it's pretty universal because it takes, we're laying down on a bench. We just stacked everything. It's like you don't even have any like knee valgus, like there's no knee collapse now either. They track pretty much straight. Like you see Olympic lifters, you see how their knees come in when they squat and they squat almost vertically. People
Yes.
think that is knee valgus and they think it's okay. When Olympic lifters do it, they descend really far out. And what's happening is their knees come in, but they come in right over their tibia. They're not collapsing. They're coming into over their tibia. So they're sitting down in that snatch position, then driving so their knees go bit and they're stacked in line. That's the difference between gaining power and knee collapse. A lot of people here, if your knees go inside that tibia, that's the valgus, or whatever the fucking fancy word is for it.
Yeah, the knee valgus, whatever they call it. Yeah.
Versus look at those knees stacked, your femur, bit, knee, tibia. I mean, it is a direct line to input.
Excellent. Okay, good.
That's
There are
all we
some.
did.
It honestly, such a small correction made such a big difference. I really wanted to take it up to 90 kg, but I was like, no, I'm going to do like for like to see how I feel.
Good.
Much later on here, there'll be my eccentric squats. So I don't know, it'll be much further down. But they felt like I'd forgotten how to squat after I
They
did
look
it like
better.
7
Your setup,
times.
your hip position looked much. It just all clicked right into place. Like, I mean, you braced and then pulled right down into position and fired like it was textbook. We're getting a little bit front heavy. See those knees peeling up, but it looks like those toes are off the mat. That might be messing with you a little bit. Seven, I would step back a little bit further potentially so your toes can't rock forward off the mat. Your later squat, yeah, we got forward. Some of your squats, you're not doing it, but occasionally you're getting forward. So I want you to reach back with your butt, push yourself into that midfoot and heel with your feet. Grab the floor with your toes, push yourself into that midfoot a little bit more. Your actual squat position is great. I like all this. Fight into that bar. Don't give it an inch when you transition from down to up. Drive your back into that bar. Good. That is so close to the car. Maybe it's just my angle. Overall, this was a good set. We can see your breaks down over time. I want you to take your time, maybe another half second, and really focus on this. And really punching into that lockout with your hips, squeezing your butt hard. But overall, I'm liking your position much better. There you go.
Yeah, I tried the goblet squat or goblet position.
How'd that feel? It looks like you're not struggling.
It felt better. I'm a little wobbly on that right leg because it's my injury leg.
Okay.
Honestly, I kind of just hate these.
People
Like,
either
does it
love them
get
or hate them.
better? But I will say like my knee gets a little bit swollen the next day after these, so I'm wondering if I should just swap them for lunges.
I mean, it's the same pattern.
hmm Lunges
Um,
don't aggravate it as much.
yeah, then if the lunges don't aggravate it, swap it. That's
Okay, I
fine.
wasn't
That's
sure if
totally
there was
valid.
like something special about Bulgarians that I need to do them.
They're just harder. They're harder. They load that quad more and they get a deeper stretch, so a
Mm-hmm.
longer range of motion. Um, but if it's causing inflammation, swap it.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. They look better though.
Yeah, I'll try them again down the road, huh?
Fair enough.
Thanks.
You got the right idea. We just need to get you deeper and less foldy. Um, so I would either put those dumbbells on your shoulder or bring them in closer, or use a heavier single dumbbell if that's an option, and you want to keep them close because as you descend, see how those slightly go away from you? Your hips stop as you hinge forward. We want to keep those hips traveling down. I want you sitting into that squat, not hinging into it. So yes, you start by breaking at your hips so your butt comes back and then descending. Um, everything like your posture and everything looks great. You're not rounded out, you're not hyperextended really. Everything is where it's supposed to be. We just need to get you comfortable with sitting deeper. So just so when you watch this, we want this line to break the top of the knee. So the hip line breaks top of the knee. Another one of Beverly's from a slightly different angle. Ooh. Yep, nothing changes with the cueing. Are these squat jumps? If so, those were fine. I've had those. Those are fun. If not, if it's not squat jumps, don't jump. But realistically, the only thing here is when you walked out, you basically started with movement. You descended before you really even got fully set. I don't want you to rush this part. See, look at this, moving around, then bit right into it. Feet shifted as we descended. I want you to walk out, 1, 2, get set, brace, then into your squats. And you're kind of going forward. We need to keep you back into that midfoot and heel. Otherwise, your actual movement pattern, the mechanics of it are okay. They're fine. Lovely. Doing a lot of thinking. Very composed, very together. So, the only thing being that your setup seems to be the thing that you're thinking about the most is this is called touching and going. So we're going to eliminate that. We're going to come to a dead stop. So your setup is the same every time. So that slight, you sit back, and the bar swings in. It means you sat back a little too far. And the bar had to come in. Your shoulders were behind the bar, and the bar, as soon as it picks up, it swings in. So I want you down, dead stop, rebrace, up again every single time so we can work on that initial setup. Because gravity puts you in line with these. And touch and goes feel easier because they are. We're coming down with tension, not generating it from a dead stop. That's always harder. So that's what we want to lead with is fixing that setup, getting you in the same position over and over again to where it's automatic. And I would suggest switching to over under because you'll get to a point where that double overhand. I want to see more acceleration out of that bar. That you're coming down with so controlled. I don't want you to lift in a hurry. It doesn't mean speed up the set. It means speed up the concentric, the up part of it. So we want to accelerate the bar as it rises into a nice crisp lockout. Hips coming through, squeezing the glutes. But we're definitely going to want to switch to that over-under grip. It's just far more advantageous unless you're hook gripping, which I've explained this. It's where you actually lock in over the thumb. It's very painful. It's something you have to basically condition your thumbs for over time. And it's just a different technique. So when you see people deadlifting, like high-level deadlifters, they're not double overhanding. They're hook gripping if they're double overhand. Good. This is much better.
Yay.
Much better. I like this.
Okay.
And I see you got a rack.
I did. Mother's Day.
Congrats. So now now you can send it on the front squats.
Yeah, haven't had a chance to play with it too much yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. Your ceiling just went up because now you don't have to clean the bar.
Speaking of, now I have clean and press in my program and they're so hard. Oh, it's so dark.
Okay, so you're moving like you're unsure.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're just gonna come off the floor, come off the floor. That little pause, like below the knee, just go. We're gonna want to get your feet closer together.
Okay.
And then you're pretty much strict pressing. I don't know if that was the goal.
I don't know.
I'm totally okay with it. You can strict press if you want. Just when you clean, settle, brace. If you're going to strict press, squeeze your butt, proud chest, press. If you're going to dip and drive, commit to the dip and drive. Don't do anything in between because it almost works against you on both ends. So either strict press or push press, but the push press to leg drive is shallow and explosive. It's knees out, hips vertical, bip, explode. Strict press, you can keep going with this. I am totally okay with it. It is a fundamental press variation.
Okay. So if
and
it
it is
calls for a clean and press, it doesn't matter?
no, it really doesn't. If it's you're doing the intended, you're hitting the intended things. Can you do more load with a push press? 1,000%. But it doesn't matter whether you. I personally don't care when it comes to this, unless we're training for something specific. When it comes to this, strict pressing's totally fine. If you're not at a point where some people can outpress their clean, some people cannot clean the press. That's the more common. And it just is what it is. So some people that can out clean their press, strict pressing makes more sense. So it's harder for the people that can outpress their clean. Push pressing is the way to go. It more load. Odds are you're neither here nor there because you're just figuring it out. So if you want to strict press. It's going to build great foundational press strength. I mean, I was strict pressing once a week in the world record. It's just part of pressing power. Like, yeah, you might have a dynamic day with the push presses, the cleans, the presses, and then there's technique work, and then there's just raw press strength, which we either work with via inclines or strict press.
Okay. Another question I had was when I go heavier, I feel like I can't really press it from like the kind of halfway hinge position. Like I kind of had to reset all the way from the
I mean,
ground.
clean it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
couldn't
hang
do
cleans are
that.
harder because you get less leg drive.
Hmm.
So clean from the floor, you have more time to accelerate.
And that's okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's an actual clean.
Okay.
So a full-on clean and press is from the floor. A hang clean is how you're doing it from the second rep on.
Okay.
So yeah, if you can put it together and honestly, you had it. You just stopped for some reason and then you pulled it with your upper body. So if we get more lower body in there, then that's gonna fly. Think push the ground away, accelerate, finish with the arms. Finish like a high pull.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's just from the
Thank you.
ground.
Okay.
Hips were low. They kicked up, put you out front. So when you bring those hips up slightly, so there's less of this tilting and rolling forward. Otherwise, everything looked very composed and very together, Giannis. So, um, that's really it. Is this your hips need to go from here to about here? Because as soon as you input power, you brace, kick up, kick forward, legs are straight. You're hinging it basically mostly lower back versus getting that leg drive into it. So we just need to mess with your hip position a little bit. Nothing crazy. Nailed that. Yep.
Nice.
Good speed. Richard, you're fucking surgical, bro.
Thank
I
you.
mean,
All thanks to your help. I appreciate it.
man, you took to this like a fish to water with one in-person session. The eccentrics are beautiful. That's going to make your core strong. At some point, you can drop the eccentrics and really do full speed reps. But I like how your deadlift's progressing with the eccentrics for now. So keep doing those. You're only going to be better for it.
Right on.
Those were brilliant, man. Well done. Good. Unrack. Deliberate. Yep. This is what I'm talking about. Brace, unrack, step out, take your time, get set. This is exactly what I want to see when it comes to a squat. Beautiful. Fought back into his groove. Burying him too. Richard, you're a natural, man. I can see you
Yeah, thank you.
actively making
When
corrections
you
when
had,
you feel yourself get
sorry
out.
about that.
What was that?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I do kind of notice I'm leaning forward just a little, but I'm trying to incorporate what you said mid-foot to heel. So like as I'm
Yeah.
going down, if I feel like my toes or my heels trying to come up, I'm like, okay, no, I need to push back and put my
Yep.
heels
Grab
into
that
the
floor
floor.
with those
But
toes.
it's also, yeah, and it's helping on the way back up because I'm able to actually drive back up now instead of just like barely
Yep.
inching my way back up.
I can see you actively driving into the bar when you get slightly forward. Those are great on the spot corrections and knowing where you're at. That's huge. Beautiful. Technically very, very together. I mean, you just need time. We got to let this tick along, let some strength roll on, keep some in the form checks. And then when we see what comes out on those heavier sets.
Yeah, those wrist wraps really helped ever since you told me to
Mhm.
do it that way and to watch that video on Instagram for the actual like setup. It's been a lot easier. I'm not focused on like my arms taking the weight and all that.
Yep.
I'm more focused on the up down, the form going down and back up now. So I
So
appreciate that too.
for context, what he's talking about, he was having, the pain in his wrists, and like we all do when we do the front squats. One thing that helps me is compression. I do my wrist wraps pretty tight. I just don't do them as high as if I'm pressing to lock my wrist in position. I do them at the base of my palm to here, and that tight compression alleviates some of that strain in the wrist. So if anyone else, that's something, if you're running into that, that's something you can try as well. No. Whoops.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, no, these are awesome. Big squeeze the top. I like it. Yes. That timber rack is also fucking sweet.
Yes, it is.
That is so cool. Your deadlifts look brilliant. The lockout is a lockout now. Like it's commanding,
Okay.
it's strong. Well done.
So what would you recommend? Is there something I need to correct or?
No, I want that to tick along. keep submitting the form checks. I like seeing your heavy sets. If there's, I mean, you're smooth sailing right now with your deadlift after that video. I want to keep seeing it look like that.
Okay, good.
I mean, obviously there's always stuff to work on, but here's my approach on coaching is like when we've got so many cues we've been working on finally in place, like I want to let that cook a little bit and then we can kind of tweak, add something in to get a little bit more out of it. And sometimes there's nothing, right? Like it's perfection is a dragon we'll never catch in this. But that doesn't mean we can't aim to be as close to perfect as possible. So that is a great deadlift for your anatomy, for your proportions, everything. Like the setup is where it needs to be to give you the best chance for the most output. So again, perfection is a dragon we're always going to be chasing. So that's just the nature of this beast. And you're doing it very well. So I don't want to over cue you and then fuck up things we've been working hard on.
Good, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, is she talking? Do I need to hear this?
Work my back.
Okay, here we go.
75% weight now. This is my fourth set. I want you to mostly just look at my hands, shoulders, and see if I'm doing something different with the mix that's giving me that torque.
So we're getting torque in the, like some straining in the lower back. Let me hear the beginning of that.
Hey, Nick, trying stiff leg deadlift.
Hey.
Trying the mixed grip. To help my arthritic hands, tried it last week and I really kind of torqued my back. So I'm doing it at about 75% weight now. This is my fourth set. Wanted you to mostly just look at my hands, shoulders, and see if I'm doing something different with the mix that's giving me that torque.
Hey, Bruno just licked the charging thing and pulled it out of it. Go. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out.
Can you hear me? I'm here.
Yeah, hold on. My dog was licking the charging block and pulled it out.
Okay.
That's what I mean. He's a sweetheart, but he's an asshole. Let me lick an electrical socket.
I get it. Yeah, I just kind of felt like I torqued like kind of like, the back of my hip, love handle kind of area. And I wasn't sure if it's because I was positioning differently, trying to do the mixed grip.
No, your position looks fine. I mean, we have a nice rigid hinge pattern.
Okay, so I just backed off a weight for the next week just to try to do it again and make sure I didn't do the same thing, but it didn't hurt after this.
It sounds like you're bracing. So how we protect that back is through that core, right? And we use that through air. We want to get as much air into our stomach as possible. What that does is it makes our midsection expand, and then we bear down into it. And that's what really makes it expand, is that bearing down 360 degrees. And that's what takes a lot of the load off the back. The front is what supports the back, right? So we're squeezing really, really hard. We are eliminating that spinal load and putting it into our muscle system.
Right. I do think I braced fairly well. I sort of understand that at least.
Yes, it looks like it. It's just something I typically mixed grip versus double overhand's not going to change setup. It might feel weird.
Okay, maybe it's just a one-off and
it happened. Like that's the thing is like, oh, I got hurt. I did something wrong. Yes and no. It could have been you did something wrong and compromised it, but it also comes with the fucking territory.
Right.
With this, and I explained it to someone recently in I think it was Bridget in the comments. It's not a matter of when you tweak or strain or injure something. It's it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Because we're using this stuff, right? Like we're using our body. Something's gonna get pissed off. We build tension in places we may not catch, and then something pulls, and next thing you know, we're straining. Like it's just how this goes, and little tweaks are gonna be part of it. And yes, sometimes they're because we didn't do something or we weren't. I've tweaked stuff on warm up because I just walked into it, wasn't paying attention, wasn't thinking about it because, oh, it's lightweight. But at the end of the day, the right angle, the right load can tweak something.
Oh, I get it. I just came across my handicap pass from 2 years ago. 2.5 years ago, I was bedridden, and you should see the before strength training DEXA and after. I had no muscle mass around my spine and back, and now it's all muscle mass. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
life changing. So I'm
you're
a little
hinging.
sensitive about getting hurt again because I've been hurt for 25 years. So, but it's just getting better the heavier I lift. So.
Yeah, I mean, like you're hinging with 135 pounds with tempo. You've got look at the triceps. I mean, look at them. We got triceps, we got glutes. Look at the hamstrings bulging out. Like
All
you've
right.
come such a long way. So don't be timid, but it's okay to be cautious.
Well, that's why I just backed off a little bit to the next week. But okay, thank you.
Well
I
done.
think maybe I did a squat.
Yes.
In my home, I don't have a good kettlebell, so I have to manhandle these other ones.
I've
But
seen people use anything and everything for goblet squats.
I'll use everything. It's hard on my hands to hold the darn
Yes.
thing. That's all. I just wanted you to check kind of my depth and
I've even bear hugged.
yeah.
Yeah, this is fine. I mean, you are
Okay.
top of the knee, hip line. You're at or below depth. Well
Okay.
done.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Good job. How's another power lifter in the group? I want to accept. There we go. Soft lockout there, Hal. So our hips are lagging, meaning they're behind us on our lockout. Our lockout is soft. Some judges might give you a white light for that. I wouldn't. If I was a line judge on the side, hips weren't through. I want to see those shoulders stacked on those hips. Look at this, hips, shoulders. So that would be a soft lockout or not completely locked out. I want to see those hips come through all the way to the bar. And those shoulders stacked directly on top of the hips at the very least. The rest of your pull, looks pretty good. I really want to focus on that lockout. Long rep, but good pull.
Butt comes up.
Michelle, I think if we bring your feet in slightly narrower and get those toes a little bit more pointed out and get you stacked on power, I think you might have a little bit more motor, but that was good. You stuck with that, which I love to see. I love to see those big long reps. They're fun. And your hinge was pretty good. We broke a little bit here, but slightly. It wasn't anything bad. We did what's called ramping. So we kind of got sat back a little bit and ramped it up our thighs versus stayed over top. I don't know if you plan on powerlifting like how, but you're not allowed to ramp. In a gym setting, who cares? I'm okay with it. In strongman, you can hitch all day long. Either way, it was a good pull. I think we can just get more out of that leg drive. If we narrow you up a little bit, get those toes pointed out. How? She locks out better than you. Yeah, I think you'll have a little more steam with that setup. But not bad at all. Well done. More explosion. Hips through. Don't just rise to your toes. Explode into that hip extension. You've got the right pattern, the right bar path. It's close. You don't need to pull it back into your chin. You want to be pulling, kind of inputting back the whole time so the bar stays close and squeezing. But explode into that extension. Violent. This is great explosion. We can just milk way more out of this yick. Meaning we can get more extension out of you. Especially with the power I've seen you generate in a squat. So with that being said, same thing I've cued people in earlier in this session. When it comes to the clean, it's okay you're doing a strict press. That is a fine variation for a clean and press. For those of you that don't know, there's 4 variations of technique when it comes to a press. You have strict press, no leg drive. It is strict. Elbows are directly underneath the bar. You're kind of in some thoracic extension and you're pressing back over your head. Then there's push press, a dip and drive with the legs, dip, throw, and press. Then there's a push jerk. So it has a re-dip at the knee, but you don't split. You just catch. And then there's the split jerk, which everyone has seen a split jerk at some time where one leg goes forward, one leg goes back. Those are the 4 main variations. With this, unless you know how to split jerk, fundamentally, I teach when people are learning clean and press, I always teach the press first, so you don't have to think about it when it lands. I teach from the top down, but I teach either strict press or push press because they're the 2 least technique intensive methods. When you get into jerking, timing becomes a factor. Positioning is very, very fine-tuned. So, yeah, if you want to run with strict press, that's fine. The clean is what we want to clean up for you. So hang cleaning's fine. I want to see more extension. So see how you subtly rise onto your toes? I want you to be inputting a little bit wider on your grip. So as you jump, your shoulders rise into a shrug and your hips have to come through. I think it's so light right now that you're getting away with it. But we want that big hip extension basically to the point it looks more like this, and then we're catching. So we come in, rise into that big extension, and then we're catching. The bar is floating at that level where we catch, and then we fire underneath of it. And at the peak of that, that's when we're on our toes. Otherwise, your press, I want you to stand up with it after you catch it. Don't go right into the press. Stop, rebrace, get set, get everything in position, squeeze that back, squeeze your butt, pull the floor apart with your feet, press into that strict press. Or if you want to push press, dip and drive. But reset, rebrace when you catch that bar, stand up with it. Press.
Around and back.
So you're a little too close with the bar. See how your hips have to come back so your legs can clear the bar. This flexion is okay. This thoracic flexion is fine. It's this flexion we want to eliminate. I generate better leverage with thoracic extension, flexion, because I've got strong erectors and I've got long arms. So it puts me in a much better leverage position. But we're in flexion from neck to tailbone. We want to push that belly button to the floor. So when we're in flexion like that, we're here, right? But I'm going to do it and maintain thoracic flexion, but get lumbar neutral. See how this is neutral from here up? From that, I mean, I've got bigger, it's kind of weird to see, but this would be entire neutral. This would be thoracic flexion with lumbar neutral and that staying in line. So what I'm doing is if I'm in flexion, I'm pushing my belly button to the floor and I'm turning my tailbone to the sky. And that's how I'm creating the neutral spine. And then how I'm maintaining it is I'm bearing down and I'm bracing. I'm keeping that midsection tight and I'm squeezing for dear life to hold that position. The bar position, you are really deep in. So what's going to have to happen is your knees are going to have to push back, your hips are going to rise. Because when you pull, your hips kick up anyway. Look how far they kicked up. So your leg drive, when you kicked up like that, it pushed your knees back. Now the bar's out front. Now you're out of position. So we need to start with a higher hip position for you. So we're going to go from there. That's going to be closer to your hip position.
Should I not be as low starting in the starting position?
Yeah, you're going to start with your hips higher. So you started so low, you tried to squat and you had no leverage. The bar was too far underneath of you. Knees were so far over the bar, you couldn't clear it. You couldn't create the clearance. So as soon as you pull, look how low we are. As soon as you pull, look, your hips are just shooting up. The bar's not even moving. So your leg drive hasn't actually gotten to the bar yet. Now your leg drives into the bar, but what happens is the bar's so far out in front of you, your leg drive's non-existent. Now we've got to use our back to lift. We're just hinging.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to start with our hips more in this position versus, see how there is when our hip drive and leg drive starts versus down here. There's better. That is too low. Too low, better. Makes sense? I just fed you with a fire hose.
I
All right,
Okay,
so to narrow it down, setting your back. We want to push our belly button to the floor, tailbone to the sky. Anterior tilt those hips. So we're going from here to here.
Okay.
Cat cow, same thing. You can drill it on your hands and knees. Get on your hands and knees and do that same motion. From that point, your hips are going to be slightly higher, so your knees suck back, and we want that bar over midfoot. Those are the only two things I want you to focus on right now. Embracing, of course.
Okay. Cat-cow.
So, cat-cow. Hip position, slightly higher, with the bar over midfoot. Brace.
Okay.
Good?
Yeah, I'll watch it a few more times then.
Good. That's good. That's why we do this. Are you going to be in Austria?
I'm not. I wish I
Okay.
could.
Because I was going to say we can get hands on you and expedite the whole process. These are better. These are better, but we need to get your hips back. You're trying to squat vertically and see how your hips come back in the end anyway. Watch. You're trying to sit straight down, and then you have to get out of your own way. Boop, then they come back. So I actually want you to break at the hips at the start. So when you start your squat, you're trying to maintain vertical, and then when you get to a point, the hips have to slide back. So I want you to, when you brace, and right as you descend, you're just going to break at the hips and sit to your heels so you're there. Okay. Versus down, 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 okay, they have to get back. And now we're creating a forward motion in the hole, which makes it harder. So I want you to break at the hips first slightly and sit over your heels versus try to be completely vertical with your hip line. Because you can't. It's impossible. It's not how the body's made to squat. That would mean your hips literally have to like come apart so you can maintain it, and that's just not happening. So that's really it. Otherwise, you're maintaining your posture very well. I like everything from the hips up. We can kind of keep that the way it is for now. But we need to get you sitting to your heels. Because what's happening is it's pushing you forward and you're getting toe heavy versus midfoot and heel heavy.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir. You're getting incrementally better every week, and I don't care how long this takes. So that's good.
Thanks.
Good. Nailed that. I mean, you definitely exaggerated getting down, but if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. I'm okay with it.
Oh, I was hoping you could point something I was doing wrong because the next day my back was screaming at me. I thought I must have done something wrong.
No, the second rep, you weren't as braced in the lumbar.
Mm-hmm.
Here, look, you hit hard, and you were in flexion.
Okay.
So that's probably what did it, was that hard input, which normally is good. A hard input to the bar without jerking on it is ideal, but you weren't in position in that lumbar, and that's probably what pissed it off.
Okay, yeah. I've been coming off a tweaked back anyway, so.
Yeah, we can just swap out for tempo. Tempo eccentric and concentric. So it's going to force you to lighten the load, but keep the effort high, work on that position, have a 3-count pull up, 3-count pull down.
Should I take the weight down when I do that?
You'll have to. You don't have a choice.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. 3-count pull up, 3-count on the way up and down.
Yes.
Okay.
So it'll back off the load, give your back some time to, come off that tweak, but it'll maintain progress and keep our effort high.
Okay. Great. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I'm here today, Nick.
Sweet. I got your messages. I just haven't had a minute.
No worries.
But I'll get back to you for sure. These look good. I like that you scooted your feet in a little bit.
So I've been a little gassed this week. We had live burns at work, and my body's just tired this week. So these felt really, really heavy.
I like the shirt.
I got it the other day. I was like, I got to wear this for my workout.
My man, I appreciate you.
No worries.
These look really good. I want you to really focus on driving those knees out. Pin them against your arms. Use that. Use, okay, knees contacting my arms as a physical cue that we're getting active tension out and our glutes are engaging.
Okay.
But yeah, man, that's just when you've got to like be automatic with adjustment. When you know work, you know, that load of how physical your job is, and you know you're coming in smoked, you know you're going to be under what your usual is, and that's fine as long as we maintain the effort and we're hitting our target rep ranges. That's
Okay.
going to be the most important part for you. You're basically like, because of your job, you're going to deal with more fatigue. And I get it, man. I used to be an iron worker. Like I'd come off a 300 foot in the air, walking on steel beams, setting 20,000 beams, coming off the crane, and it's fast paced because the entire industrial job site goes off of how fast we can set steel. So like you have literally however long it takes between crane, us unhooking, the crane going down, picking up the next rig, and then coming back in. That's how it's like 30 seconds to a minute between each rep. So I get coming into training sessions absolutely tanked, and it's going to take extra vigilance on your part of not getting frustrated with this is where I should be and wait, and knowing that, okay, it called for 8 reps. I barely got 8. You know, I'd maybe one in the tank, but my effort was exactly where it needed to be. That's going to mean progress. Even though we're not getting the load, the effort and the time under tension going into this, because you're how many weeks out now?
You're asking hard questions, man. June 27th, so 7 weeks.
Okay, so we got time, dude. Like you've got about 3 solid weeks of more of this block before we get more event focused into the peak where that's where once we hit that 4 week mark, 2 training sessions a day will be heavier events, heavier weights. What program are you running?
Your workhorse.
Yeah, so the version you're running, the app version that's going to release. So I don't know if I programmed in a competition peak week because it was meant for the app. But that's fine.
Yeah,
We can do what we did for World's Strongest Firefighter. We can go in and manage on a weekly basis.
Okay.
But cool. These look good. It's
All
okay
right,
that you smoked.
My the next video I got uploaded is my I'm training for a brush truck push to a tire flip for time in 60 seconds. So this was my simulated brush truck.
How heavy is the brush truck?
I don't know yet. I was going to try to contact them and find out, but most brush trucks aren't going to be that too ridiculous.
I just meant
this
like
was more of.
I have no concept of how big a brush truck is because I've never been a firefighter. So I didn't know if you were dealing with like an F-450 or something.
So it's going to be something similar to that with a skid unit on the back that will have water and gear in it. So
okay, do you know roundabout how heavy the tire flip will be?
I do not. The only information they put in there is expect a heavier tire for a heavier weight class, and that is the heaviest tire I have available to me.
God, your promoters suck.
These are all local kind of fundraiser events. They're not, I'm trying to help out a local volunteer company, so that's.
I mean, figure out
is.
the weight of your stuff is very low level management, to say the least.
I would agree.
So with that being said, a tire flip's tire flip. If it's just heavier, it means it's just going to be harder. The only thing where it really changes is when you get to a bigger width and tire, it's going to take up that arm real estate much quicker, which is fine. I prefer a bigger tire when it comes to width because it keeps my arm straight, keeps me from trying to curl the tire and tearing a bicep, and it really allows me to dig into it at the angle So I wouldn't overthink it. I'd push the weight on sled.
Okay. That was like I said, I was gassed that day, so that wasn't as much as I could do. I was trying to focus on pushing as fast as I could.
Yeah, so here's the beauty
hopefully-
about sled pushes. Because there's no eccentric, they don't really make you sore.
Okay.
So that's going to be a thing where you can kind of push. We can alternate with a lighter speed day where we get, say, more rounds in versus then we do like 3 rounds with 2 minutes rest in between and we do a god-awful heavy sled. So we get that contrast. So that's what we'll do. Well, you know what? We'll set up a phone call and we can go over it.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll text you later today and we can figure out all the details.
Sounds good, brother.
All right. Thanks, Nick. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Much better. Keep that. I don't want to see this. I want to see this bent enough that you're not loading and that heel's not rising and falling, which means we have more on that front leg. So a little bit even more. Like literally just on the toe, light. It's just kind of keeping us balanced. That's all it's good for in this. These are much better. Much, much better. This is the on the shoulder thing I was talking about. That's exactly what he's doing. These are fine. He's very mobile. This is what I mean. Look, he's got short femur and a long torso. Look how easy vertically he can get with that. That's just the nature of the beast. These are great. Well done. Good. Maybe bring our hips a little bit higher and get that lumbar in position. Belly button to the floor, tailbone to the sky. But these are looking much better. Hips kicked up just a little. Brilliant. Brighton, you nailed these. Staying in position the whole time. Butt's not kicking up and behind. I'm keep on keeping on here. Deeper. Sit lower, Donald. Sit to those heels. I would even elevate your heels because it looks like we're running into a little bit of a mobility sticking point because our knees are going really far past our toes. So I think that ankle mobility actually might be affecting you a little bit. So put some plates under your heels, sit a little bit lower, and I think that'll have you cooking. Everything else looks great. Jeanette, I think it's fantastic you lift in a fanny pack. You gangster.
Yeah, I don't know. I forgot to take it off, so.
You know, it works. It works, dude. So these are better.
Those are high pulls I was trying to
Yes.
do.
Yes, I can
I
see
was
that.
doing it with the barbell, so.
These look much better than your high pulls in the past. Good job. Keep those elbows high. Don't
Because
pull
see,
with your
those
elbows
are
here.
barbell versus what I have here, dumbbell, so.
The
It's a big
mechanics are the
difference.
same. The mechanics are the same, but these look much better.
Oh, thanks.
I love that you take your time with your setup now. You're not rushing it. Yeah. Good job. 230.
I was trying not I might have to take next week off, so I was trying not to go too heavy, and I've been sticking around the same range.
Okay. I want you to keep in mind when you pull, I want you to drive your knees out against your arms. Poke them out. As you input power, push your knees out over your pinky toes up against your arms. Make sense?
Yeah,
Cool. You're moving much better.
thanks.
Deeper. So, Mike, you see, as you sit, you get to a point where your hips stop and you fold. So we want to keep as a little bit more upright and more sit, less fold. If you need some sort of chair we need to get deeper. So we want this hip to break that knee line. So we ideally want to put something here to give us a physical marker. Okay, I'm down to the depth I need to be to give you a physical target. Sometimes that physical target just helps. And we can work on that. Maybe it's hard to tell width wise. But yeah, more sit, less fold is the nutshell of it. So we want to avoid the flexion here, but I want you to think about keeping that chest proud. See how at the end of the range of motion you fold there a little bit in the midsection. With a good morning, your range of motion stops where you can hinge without folding. So it'd actually be a little bit shallower. And honestly, it might be better if you do a body weight good morning like this versus here. You can reach out in front of you. It should give you it'll make it harder because this is your weight, right? So instead of being here, I want you to take your arms and basically hold them in place, pushing your butt back the entire time. All right, Jonathan, I want explosion. I want violent. I want you getting those hits through, and I want you rising to your toes into that triple extension. Violence on the way up, big explosion. Use your power. These are much deeper. We can even get a little bit more, honestly. just keep pushing that depth. But these are looking way better. Really drive with that quad on the way up, all the way up, all the way down. Fantastic job otherwise though, man. You're get deeper every week. Push for a little bit more depth. I want to see you get a 90-degree with that quad knee angle. Thoracic tension, I'm not really worried about as much.
Got it. I'm here.
Yeah. The thoracic flexion isn't a trait of a bad deadlift at all. Oftentimes, I was just talking about this. Oftentimes it creates a more advantageous leverage for the puller, especially with guys with long arms. Is there a shoe that I recommend? Yeah, anything flat or just in your socks or barefoot. We don't want elevation. We don't want heel. We want flat, low to the ground, and rigid. So even if it just means taking your shoes off, fine. I'm assuming this is your home gym. Yeah, you can take your shoes off.
Yeah.
Should I add a belt? A belt's not gonna protect that. Here's why. A belt is only as good as your brace.
Right.
A belt is not a safety tool. It is a tool to create and reinforce an already existing brace. So my L5S1's torn. I do 60% of my lifting beltless. Most of the lifting I'm doing now is beltless. My top set, I threw a soft belt on just because it's work capacity. I was fatiguing out. So not necessarily. I like this position. We really want to focus on lumbar rigidity for you and keeping that lumbar in place, that cat-cow, that belly button to the floor, and turning that tailbone to the sky, creating that lumbar. See, I can be in thoracic with lumbar neutral. This is thoracic neutral, but you see how that shortens up? So that's what I was talking about. I'm a long arm puller. Yeah. So when I pull down into tension, I'm driving like this, but I'm keeping some thoracic flexion because my thoracic and my erectors are strong. They're loaded. It's okay. It's the lumbars where the real torsion happens on the deadlift. So that's where we really need to be for you, especially with the bone on bone. We need to be very conscious of that lumbar rigidity and the brace, really bracing down into that stomach, ribs down, which will create some thoracic flexion. Fine. It's the lumbar neutral that we want. We want to stack that core.
Okay.
Otherwise, your deadlift, it looks pretty good.
Okay.
I'm good with all that.
How about breathing cues?
In what way?
Obviously I'm not overly comfortable with any of this, but what I have produced so far, I've produced fairly natural from what I've seen, but I've also heard lots of people talk about different breathing cues, when to breathe, when not to breathe. Can you clear that up for me?
If you're under load, you're not breathing, you're bracing. So
okay.
What that looks like, if I need to breathe in rep sets, like I say I have 10 reps, I'm first rep, raise, I'm breathing at the top. So I'm coming down and up under tension. Or you can raise, hold it, down, breathe. I find I get more air when I have a ton of reps that I'm breathing at the top because I'm upright. It's better for me. Or when I'm really gassed, I'm breathing at the top and I'm breathing at the bottom, but I'm not breathing in between.
Okay. So I've heard you say to other people you want them coming down to a full stop and then restarting. Should I be there as well?
No touch and go because it ingrains. It doesn't translate, right? It's fine if we're doing conditioning and shit like that, where it's going to be light anyway. We're not really focused on the deadlift technique and strength. We're focused on work capacity. When it comes to working up, say, for A, technical safety and efficiency, and B, a lot of people testing are working up to test 1 rep maxes. It doesn't matter how good your form is on the second rep on a 1 rep max. Why? Because the second rep's not coming. So we need it efficient from start to finish. So that reset at the top, whether it's just to kick your butt up, brace, and then pull yourself back into position and go, that's fine. But dead stop, because power from a dead stop versus power maintaining that tension, touch and goes are easier because they're fucking easier. There's no other way there's probably other ways to say that, but that's how I said it. They just are, because we have tension, we have residual tension coming down. We have that elasticity from the stretch reflex. We're braced, we're under tension. So of course, touch and go is going to be easier. For you, with finding that position, drilling a technique, touch and go is I think doing you a disservice. So we drill in that mechanical memory. Is my computer not charging? Fuck. Is it just that outlet? It was charging.
Is that the one that the dog got hold of?
Yeah, that's the outlet he was licking.
There's your problem.
I'm gonna have to move another outlet.
So Nick, would you say what I'm doing here is touch and go, or do I need to be coming to a more full stop and resetting completely?
Hold on. Need it back. Shit. No, that's dead stop.
Okay. All right, good.
Yeah, you're not even doing touch and go, so I'm not.
Okay. How about adding weight? Am I to a place where I can start adding weight form-wise?
Yeah. This looks incredibly light for you.
Okay.
So I'd be totally comfortable with adding weight. And I want you to do those cat cows.
Yeah.
As
I'm
well.
familiar with them. I got them. Okay.
Lisa, you're drawing on my screen.
So say that again. I'm pulling into anterior.
You're pulling into slight flexion in the lumbar. So when we're cat cowing, this would be anterior tilt. This would be interior tilt. So when we're on our hands and knees and we're doing the cat cow, we want anterior tilt for the deadlift and squat, really.
Yeah. That'll be the next thing I send you. And I've got a fringe bar that I've been doing belt squats with. So I'll send that to you soon and get your input on that too.
Sounds good.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Yes, sir. Torin, this should be your profile picture from now on.
That's a good one, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
So I just recently got back into doing like the heavier barbell squats. Oh, I'm finding I'm leaning. Actually, I saw this on the video. I'm leaning a lot over on the left.
Right away. What the fuck? Let me ask you a question. Do you have room to sit on the floor right now?
Pardon?
Do you have room to sit on the floor with your legs out in front of you?
Yeah.
Can you do that and tell me if one foot is further than the other? So sit on the floor, butt, legs out front, straight.
Oh, like that?
Yeah. Is one foot further forward than the other?
No. Not that
All
I
right.
can tell.
What?
Not that I can tell.
All right. So when you do, I want you to standing. I want you to take one. So 1 foot out in front of you like this. Reach to the toe, then switch. Do it with the other one. Tell me if one is harder to do than the other.
Not really.
No? Okay. Because typically, it might just be under tension. Typically, this, is this mirrored? So is this your left side over here?
Yes, that's my left leg.
So your left side sinks. Typically, that's a result of some pelvic twist. I have the same thing. So even
Okay.
standing, you can see it. I feel straight, but do you see how I'm crooked?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I see what you mean.
It looks straight from here, from the back.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a lean.
My pelvis, my right side is twisted forward. So when I squat, I have to consciously get my hips to open and release so I can squat more center, because that tension, I'm tighter on my right side than I am my left. From it. So what I want you to do, because your squat looks, I'm going to go out on a limb and say everything else in your squat's probably looking pretty fantastic, other than the depth. But it's always hard to tell from the front. So what I want you to start doing every single day is you're going to put a foam roller between your legs, between your knees, and you have to lay on the floor. I don't have a foam roller, but I'm going to use a pillow just for a visible thing. So I'm going to lay on the floor, and I'm going to be in clamshell position.
Yeah.
I'm going to be here, and I'm going to be reaching forward. So I'm in like flexion, per se. And all I'm going to do is stick that foam roller between my legs, like right in my thigh, like this. I can't do it with the pillow. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll my hip back, forward, back, forward. 10 times each side, 3 rounds. And you're going to hold for 1/1000. So what it looks like when you can see my bottom knee, top knee. I'm pushing it past, and I'm going to switch and do it the other way.
Yeah.
The other thing you're going to do coincide with that is you're going to put the foam roller again between your knees. You're going to come to a wall. Put your feet on the wall. Foam roller here. Slight squeeze. No. Don't do it. And you're going to hold your hips like an inch off the ground. Just slight. And you're going to do the same thing. Back and forth. So you're pushing, you're elevated. When I push my right side up, my left side butt is touching the ground. When I push my left side up, right side comes to the ground with a foam roller in between.
Yeah, fair.
And we're going to see if we can get some of that tension to open up a little bit. And it's going to be an overtime thing. It's not going to be an overnight.
No, that's fair. I got a foam roller ready, so I'm good to go with that. I'm gonna try it.
90-90 flows, when you sit and you push your knees to the floor. That I want you doing that as well as a pigeon stretch. So you can go on YouTube and find 8,000 videos of a pigeon stretch.
Oh, well. Perfect.
And because it's going to take a while. You're a big, muscular, dense dude. So we're trying to manipulate a lot of mass. So This is gonna take weeks. 1000%.
This is just normal deadlifts. This is supposed to be a double, but I just could not complete the the second one. It was my second set, I think. This is 300 kilos. Felt pretty good. Went back to it and just like pooped out on the second one. Yeah.
You didn't get your hip set. That's why. That's why your lockout was soft as shit.
Yeah, it was a bad one on that one. I redid deadlifts a couple of days later just to finish it with a better lockout. I think the video's in here as well, but
look here, you didn't get any of this under tension.
Because that's what I thought I did well on the first set, or I did 5 sets of deadlifts, but only 2 sets of this weight.
And you might have, but I'm seeing the set that you didn't.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. I saw it on the video myself. I was like, that did not feel right. Or look right.
Push that lumbar, those hips, getting that tailbone to the sky, elbow to the floor. Push push your hips into your glutes. That makes sense. So what that does is when we pull down into position, so as a physical cue, I start in flexion and then I push my flexion down into my glutes to create that neutral lumbar. Pulling with thoracic flexion is fine. Again, I've said this a few times now on this Zoom chat. I feel like a broken record. That thoracic flexion is okay. Oftentimes gives us more leverage. The lumbar flexion, we want to generate tension. And it's such a high effort pull, it may not hold. But I want to see you do that rep range. I want you to lift. You're such a high level lifter strength wise. It's going to be really important for longevity that our high effort reps, we maintain a certain for you. And because you have the power in that position to where it's not catastrophic, we maintain lumbar perfection so we have our scale of perfection, then we have our scale of flat out, right? And we save flat out for testing, and we save like 10 out of 10 effort for that lumbar flexion. 10 out of 10 is when it's barely holding on, but we maintain a realm of perfection. And what that'll look like is that'll beef up that lumbar and create a stronger brace, stronger lower back. So when we do send it, we have a little bit more of a threshold come time to send it.
Yeah. It's very similar to the feedback from 2 weeks ago. So I'll keep working on it.
Well, it was at a heavier weight than 2 weeks ago.
That's true. That's true.
So that's not the worst thing ever.
Absolutely not. No. I appreciate it.
Of course. Well done. Let's see what these look like.
I think these are high pulls.
Mm-hmm. How many kilos is that?
140.
Yeah. Can you send the next video of these, unless you did from the side?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
So we might have to go down and weight.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there with 100.
I would say, yeah, 100, because what I want to see is that bar coming up to about chest height, and it's supposed to be a very explosive motion. So when we come up into that extension here, I don't want to see you having to come off the hips like a clean and shallow pull it to midsection. We want that full range of motion on these high pulls.
Yeah.
Because that's where we need power, which means speed has to be there. The fact that they're doing that with 140 kilos is fucking awesome. That's strong. But that was more strength work than power. We want to be in the power rep range where the concentric itself takes like half a second or less.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
it
and I
just,
think triple extension.
I'm gonna put a video out on. I think I'm doing a video right now on drop sets for the Instagram, but I will do one on the high pull as well. Because it's a big movement. There's some complexity to it. There's some timing. Triple extension doesn't come naturally to everyone. So you being a higher level lifter in the grand scheme of things, is just feedback for me for community wise that I think that'd be a good piece of content to do, because it's not that you can't, it's just that we need to get the movement right, and then you're gonna do it and you're gonna go, ah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think there was a video of me doing just 100, which probably looks a bit better.
Okay. Let's see. A little bit more of a snatch grip. It's one of my favorite variations of the high pull. We use the shit out of them in strongman because it
feels good.
stones, the sandbags, all that stuff.
But I haven't done it in a while, and I really fell through my traps for a couple of days afterwards. It was nice, but it was.
The destination. Boston College. This train will run express to Washington Street.
That's better. Yeah, that's closer to where we want it.
Yeah.
If this fucking thing, my Wi-Fi will cooperate. I want to see more extension in the hips. I want those hips coming through violently.
Yeah. That's fair.
But yeah, those were better. I think somewhere between 90, I think 90 kilo probably be a really good sweet spot. For those moving, you getting 80 to 90 kilo will probably be manageable to ingrain the pattern.
Yep. 80 to 90 kilos. I'll try that.
And for all the people that don't understand kilos, he's going to be learning a lift with 200 pounds. No big deal. It's fine.
He sucks.
That was better. You set that lumbar a little bit. I could see the input. That's a lockout.
Yeah. These felt better. These was done later in the week, just because I felt that I hadn't finished my last set of deadlifts. So I went back and did these after squats, I think, just to clear my mind.
Pauses. I don't know why. Here's why my Wi-Fi sucks all of a sudden, because the trees, I have a Starlink and the things out on the deck, and the trees have now bloomed and grown, and it's, as the trees have come in, my Wi-Fi's gotten worse and worse, so I've got to find a different place for it.
That's fair.
Jesus Christ.
Mm. I think it's supposed to be just post deadlifts.
Yeah, well, they're pauses because of my fucking internet. Those were beautiful. That was mint.
Yeah, good.
Good job. I loved everything about those.
Happy days. Felt much better as well. I think these are dumbbell rows. I can't see what the text says from my screen, but I just struggle to feel them properly. So I wonder if there's any feedback on the either setup or angle of it, or if I'm doing it more or less correctly.
Okay. Chest supported. Yep. Perfect.
Happy days. Because I've been swapping these out a lot for either just normal bent over rows, be dumbbells or the barbell, or
Yeah.
bent over. Yeah.
Yeah. So especially like after, like a lot of times I'll have rows on pull days, and most of the time it's either single arm supported with an arm or some sort of chest supported, because we've just taxed our posterior hinge pattern so heavily
Yeah.
on the deadlift stuff. So that was a good intuitive swap.
Happy days. Okay, good. I got stuff to work on. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Well done.
Thank you.
Yep. Kicked out a little bit to the right. The first rep's always the worst. Nailed that one.
So I have been getting a bit of pain in my right knee, Nick, which is why I've sent this. So I've sent you the front and the side, just to see if there's anything obvious or if it's just the load. Because I'm
So
pushing the weights
when you
up each
say
week.
pain in the knee, where in the knee are we talking about?
So it's not during the set, it's the next day. So when I'm walking the next morning, I can feel just like discomfort in the knee for the first 10, 15 minutes of
Okay.
walking the next day.
That wasn't my question. Where in the knee is the pain?
So it's just kind of general around the kneecap.
Okay.
It's not like right through the middle or down one side. It's just, but yeah,
Is
it
it
just doesn't feel like
okay?
it's
This
sitting
is the
right.
kneecap. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I can zoom in. Fuck yeah. Is it? So if this is your kneecap. Is it kind of
Yeah.
below it a little bit?
No, it's like right in the kneecap.
Right in the kneecap. So it could be the ligament that attaches to the patella.
So my physio has told me that I always flare up first. Like, so he says that people have muscle injuries, people have tendon injuries, and mine are always tendon injuries.
Yep. So does it, when it's hurting, is it just constant? Does it hurt when you're doing something? Is it?
Nah, so it like, unless I'm, so like I said, the first time I'll notice it is the next morning. I usually go for a walk in the morning. So it's when I start to walk. When I'm moving around the house, it's fine. But when I start to walk, it'll start to
Does
play
it
up. And after
fade?
10, 15 minutes of walking, it'll settle.
Yeah, so that's just your cold tendonopathy. That's all that is.
Right, okay.
So, when you go on that walk, the fact that it's settling after about 10 to 15 minutes means it got warmed up.
Right, okay.
So it's just, it sounds like you're dealing with some patellar tendonitis, which is welcome to the fucking struggle, my friend.
Well, as I say, I don't know if it's because I've been pushing the weights up as well. This is the first time I've worn knee sleeves, and it definitely seems to have helped.
Yeah, compression can help. Bruno, it's a squirrel. You're not, no. What you're gonna have to do is homework. And this is welcome to the world of dealing with patellar tendonitis. Which is what I think is what it sounds like. The fact that it's going away as you warm up, is a big indicator. So banded TKEs are going to be one of them. 3 sets of 20 each side on warm-ups. Couch stretches. Write these down, YouTube them. They should be the same universally.
Yeah, I've done both of those before.
Yeah, you need to start doing them every day.
Right, okay.
It's not, this is, Bruno, this is something that is now preventative. Yes, the load's gone up on squat, which means more torsion on the knee. Especially that you're starting in the hole. You're starting at the angle where torsion is high. That mid-range to the bottom is where torsion is higher on the knee joint because of just how levers work. So the couch stretches, the banded TKEs, you might even do some low intensity plyo bouncing jumps, as on warm-up days, as on days where you're warming up and lifting, as well, to kind of get some of that low intensity impact, to kind of help strengthen. So, but the banded TKEs, couch stretches, and an isometric hold with an extension, or what we can do, if you don't have a leg extension, that's fine. Spanish squats with an ISO. So what that's going to look like is you're going to hold onto a rack. You're going to go down. You're going to sit more heel heavy in that realm where the knee typically gets pissed off, with a band around your knees driving out against it. And you're going to sit there for like 10 seconds for 5 reps each time.
Okay. And is that building quad strength, or is that loading?
It's not
the
building
tendon?
strength. We're lubricated. We're warming up, and we're stressing that tendon out in a low intensity environment to build tendon strength. Because what that does is tendinopathy is a finicky beast, being that it gets pissed off with training, but it also gets better with training. So we're doing the things that can help make it better. But these are things you have to do consistently. It is not something, oh, it's feeling better, I'm going to stop. Nope. Keep doing them.
But the squats themselves, is there anything I need to work on there?
Honestly, your squats are looking great.
Okay.
Yeah, your butt's not kicking up out behind it anymore. The squats are looking fantastic.
Okay.
We just need to work on your knees a little bit.
All right. Great.
Well done.
Thanks, Nick. I used the thinner plates like you said last week, just to see if I could avoid that low back flexion. I think there is still a bit, and I'm not sure if I'm maybe not coming through enough with my. Sorry?
It's definitely better.
Okay.
I'm okay with this because this is just, how the fuck else are you going to get down there? And honestly, it's minimal. It looks like a lot of flexion, but it's actually not. Most of your flexion is in that thoracic.
Okay.
This is close to straight.
All right.
So it's not detrimental. You've been,
okay, cool.
and this is where the nuances of this kind of come in, is if you were a brand ass new lifter and you were deadlifting like this, we'd correct it and we'd work at it. But because you know how to brace, you know how to generate tension in your whole body, you're not creating a ton of load into that lumbar here.
Yeah, and I don't feel it today. I don't feel it in my lumbar today, and that was my heaviest set.
Exactly. So this is a very nuanced approach for you specifically, and where you're at this is why I'm not trying to beat this out of you. Because it's unnecessary.
I did have a quick question if you've got time, Nick. So it's just on these. So this was my heaviest set yesterday. The program just gives me straight sets, but I've been really feeling it in my low back. There was 4 sets yesterday, but I just did a top set and back off. Is that okay to try and manage fatigue kind of mid block, or?
Yeah, like were you getting to a point where you're starting to fail the reps?
I wasn't failing reps, but I was tightening up in my rector on the left side, and it was quite uncomfortable the day
You were
after.
tightening up where?
Sorry?
You were tightening up where?
In my left erector, that kind of left side of my back, low back.
So like up through here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not after these. This was like from my deadlift sets on Tuesday.
Yeah, that you made an audible call. That's fine.
Yeah. I just want to check. So okay to do a top set back off just to try and manage the fatigue. I want to try and keep pushing the intensity on the top set and build the volume.
Yeah, or you can back
off.
off. Like if you're coming in, you're like, my rector's pissed off, whatever it is, and you go, okay, what you can do in that moment is either back off the weight and in general, or add, a little bit more of a tempo that forces you to back off weight, lightens the load, but keeps your effort high. That's a valid option as well.
Okay, great. All right, thanks, Nick.
Yes, sir. These are pretty good, Andres.
Okay.
You could push for that depth was better. You
The
say you
third
push
one?
for slightly more depth. You're right there. I mean, some of the reps are at depth, some are just a hair high,
Mhm.
but you fold slightly in the upper ribs at the bottom there. I would like to see a little bit more of a steady pace through your whole squat versus speed up, slow down.
Okay, so you want me to keep going like like one,
I
not
want to see you do like 1,000, 2, 1,000 up. We don't want a long tempo, but I want a pace that allows you to maintain tension because you had such a sudden slowdown. You were breaking here slightly
Okay.
at the bottom, and I
Mhm.
want you to be able to maintain that brace.
Okay. So count 1,000 to 1,000. Okay. Gotcha.
Yes. Do you have to go potty? Is that what it is? I intentionally didn't put water in your bowl, so you didn't. Place. Place. These are fine.
Okay. I just wanted to double check that one.
Those are good. You don't have a ton of body English there. Like elbow, there's not a ton of elbow deviation. I mean, it's a barbell curl. Like
Mhm.
don't go completely straight on those either. Um, yeah, these are fine.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Good. I'd like to see you keep it a little bit more turned this way versus opening up and coming back. So you may have to lighten a little bit so we can keep that range of motion somewhere in here or even thumb slightly down. So we can target the main part of the delt versus coming up and then going into our rear delts and upper back. So this would be more of a rear delt. You don't need to come back. Still come out, but keep your thumbs slightly turned down again. So it's less like this and still more here, less like this. That's not actually what targets our rear delt. Our rear delt is if you go from semi to pronated and we work in that plane, that back motion with a prone position is what loads the rear delt a little bit more, primarily. I'll be honest, I've never seen a chest supported dumbbell high pull. I'm not familiar with this variation. So this is kind of like a, what's it called? A Yates or I forget the term for it, but basically it's a raise with a slight pull so we can load much more. It's more of an overloaded shoulder raise, and that's more so what this is. A high pull, you're vertical and you're pulling up. So like you're standing. Maybe give me some clarification on that or what exactly the program said. Because it said high pull, you need to be standing and you need to be pulling vertically. Or it's just a variation I'm unfamiliar with. That's totally possible. Good. Rigid. I like it. I always like to see, Justin, go a little bit wider on the foot base. Give yourself that stability for the press. Squeeze your butt. What are you whining about? Justin, these are good. I like these. Well done. Good. Pressing back up towards the face. Excellent work. Amelie's back. Good. Yep. Retracting with the scapula. Those are good. It's a pull-up cue exercise. Scapula retraction first, then the arms come in. So it's bit, finish, and then all together, it's just one big motion. Much better.
Hey Nick, do you prefer the view from the front or the back for pull-ups like that?
Doesn't matter. You can still see them doing what they're doing from either.
Okay.
Fuck. There we go. Good. Elise, I'd get your hands a little bit wider. We want just outside your shoulders.
Okay.
We don't want close. We don't want to be on our shoulders with our hands. And when we jump and clean, when we're wider, we have a much more bigger input with our back, our upper back, to keep that bar close. So as you come up, you want to be just outside your shoulders with hand width.
Okay.
But you're moving it explosively, which is good. Angry Elise.
Every time I think about that, I start laughing, and then I have no strength. So there's no angry in me.
We'll find it.
Not since I retired. I don't have any more anger anymore. So,
I'll send someone by to throw a brick through your window on a weekly basis.
okay. Somebody pissed me off before
She's
I left.
15 an hour. Go throw the brick now.
Oh, can I ask one question?
Sure.
So I'm trying to, I deliberately drop my butt down before I do that to make it more of a leg drive.
Yep.
I mean, and that's an intentional movement.
Yep.
As opposed to having the position more like a
deadlift. Yes, it is a different position.
Okay. I mean, I'm doing it sort of because I saw somebody do it that way, and secondly, to protect my back and make it more leg.
A clean position is fundamentally different than a deadlift position. The reason why I don't coach that in for a lot of people when they're learning to clean, because I already have them. Most of those people we've just gotten them deadlifting soundly. So I don't want to add in a whole nother hinge pattern yet, because I want them to understand the bar path of the clean first. And then I come in. Remember how I was saying I teach the clean from the top down?
Yes.
So that would be the most down you can get is the starting position of the clean. So I have them already hinging in a comfortable and strong fashion. And then we get it all together so they don't have to think about the position, what comes after that. Everything after that's automatic. So that's typically the last part I teach. It's why I teach the press. Bruno, God damn it. hang clean, and then into the floor. So yes, that is correct. That's also why I didn't say anything about it.
Okay.
Is because I didn't necessarily want you to change it. What that position would require change is not only just for where the bar lands, but the hand width for the position of the clean. Because when a clean is moving how it should, when you come up into extension and the shoulders rise,
Yeah.
that wider grip puts that bar in that all coming off that pelvis. So whereas a narrower grip essentially adds more length, like on a deadlift, which we want, the wider grip takes away that length, which is what we want in a clean. So fundamentally, that's a dual purpose reason versus just rack position.
Okay. And do you think I can press now?
Yes. Will you be strict pressing or push pressing? Leg drive or no leg drive?
I would prefer leg drive, but it could be either.
So
what do you think?
Leg drive, we're going to get that deep front squat rack position. No leg drive, we're going to be in that strict press position, elbows stacked underneath our fists.
Okay. And how deep do you go on, like you go down into a squat and throw it up?
No.
You're gonna bend?
Leg drive,
Yes.
We're going to want angry release to show up. It's shallow and explosive. It's literally bit, throw and catch. So if you notice, I keep from here up vertical, and my hip drive is vertical, shallow, and explosive. My knees and feet are pointed out. So my knees go over my toes. So I'm just outside my shoulder width. That's for me. Some people can get away with narrower. I go down and then explode into my toes.
So does
Down
that
into
require
your heels, explode into your toes.
So does that require you to shift your feet after you've done the clean, or I should have?
Yeah. Most people, if you watch Olympic lifting, that is a very high level. But watch when they squat, how they squat clean, they stand up, and then they get set for the press. They they get their hands in position, they get their feet in position, they get stacked, they dip, they drive. So yes,
So it's almost like two separate movements. Like yours, there's a stop and then an adjust and then a
clean and
press, as opposed to clean and press.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not clean up press.
Clean
press.
Right. Okay.
So once you clean, I want you to get stacked, get set up, brace, dip drive.
Okay. All right. That'll be next time. Thanks.
Sounds good. Well done. Oh shit. I need to review this one. I'm muscle memory and skipping shit.
Thanks as always.
Yes, ma'am. Irina, these are fantastic. Strict, great position, great bar path. Lumbar's neutral. Also great. You're not rolling these. And by rolling, a lot of people, it also is a variation of these tricep extension where some people you want to keep your elbows up for strict. You don't want to let them fall out, but they extend without any elbow drive. Now there is an overloaded version. I have them occasionally where you come back and you actually kick up with some elbow drive to get a really overloaded point on the lockout, which translates to lockout of overhead. But she's doing them very strict, very clean. I love it. We're sharing a brain cell right now. That's stand more row to your belly button. on the up. Row more to that abdomen than the chest. So it comes down and it's directly in line with your shoulders, and then you actually row back down into your stomach. Dumbbell bent over row. A little bit more bent over, because we're going actually too far back a little bit. It's more you're kind of sweeping back versus pulling into that midsection. So if we can get you a little bit more bent over and a little bit more pull into the midsection with the back versus a sweep, that'd be ideal. These are good. I don't want you to turn out any further. I'd rather see more closer to the slightly neutral, but it's as if it was a bar, so it's okay. Good bar path. Pressing towards the face. A little bit more would be good, but Candace, are you in here?
Yes.
Because if these are farmer's walks and you're using straps, you're defeating the purpose completely. I thought you were going to do lunges. That's why I didn't say anything about the straps. Farmer's walks for everyone. No straps. It is also a grip thing. Yeah. I don't know what else to say there. No straps on farmer's walks. It's one of the main points of the farmer's walk is a grip exercise. You see it in strongman with the big implements we do. Yes, it taxes our posterior chain heavily, but it is also fundamentally part of being strong is having a good grip. Candace, if you have farmer walks, I don't even want to see the straps in the room. It negates the big factor of what it's supposed to be working. I'm glad you sent it in, actually. I want more depth. I want that shoulder line to break the elbow line. So we did a push-up contest in LA for the meetup, the smoothie event with Momentous and stuff. And I gave some of the members a trick to get more out of their push-ups. For most of you, I bet if you take your hands and you turn them slightly out and you press this way, it's going to get way more of this engaged. And it's actually going to turn our shoulders into our body, and it packs our shoulders in, and it allows us to get much. It's like benching with dumbbells here, right? So that you might find that to unlock a little bit more power. But I want to see a bigger range of motion in that. If need be, slightly incline yourself to make it a little bit easier and work back down to the floor again. What did you eat? These are good. Keep fighting against that dumbbell on the folding at the bottom. Keep that drive as if there's a barbell on your back. Drive back into it. Range of motion, everything else is fantastic. Well done. More control. So I don't want you slamming into the ground. We want that eccentric control on a lunge. And you see how those dumbbells are just swinging you forward? I want to see you control that descent into the lunge. We're losing our composure. You're coming down, swinging forward, getting into flexion. I want you to come down and maintain. Maintain from here up. Brace, core tight, everything back up. That's how we want to lunge. You can touch the floor with your knee, but do exactly that. I don't want to see that kicking you forward and someone's drawing on my screen again. God damn it. I don't want to see that throwing you out of position because that's what that was doing. We want rigid from the top up, controlling the weight with your upper back, your core, everything. Wait a minute. Why do you strap up on farmers and not lunges? Candace. Are these stiff leg deadlifts? RDLs? Your position got way better after you picked it up. So when you pick it up, I want you to pick it up with deadlift technique. Otherwise, the hinge pattern looks pretty damn good. See this? I want you to set up like you're going to deadlift, get that flexion out of there and stand up with it. Then go into your hinge. Start your SDLs from the top down or RDLs from the top down. Your hinge pattern's great. I'd like to see a little bit more rigidity out of that mid back for you because we want to beef that whole posterior up for you specifically. But your hinge pattern's great. Keep pushing that butt past your heels. That all look good for an RDL stiff leg deadlift. Now, for those people new, there is a difference, and the difference, depending on who you ask, is very subtle. Typically, a lot of people, some strength coaches will say a stiff leg deadlift is to the floor, where an RDL is you maintain that tension. You don't actually touch the floor, and that's not wrong. But also, we want to maintain our hinge pattern. So stiff leg deadlift with that, or straight leg, if you will. Not everyone can get to the floor. So we maintain that stiffer leg within the range of motion that we can manage with the hinge pattern. RDL, there's a little bit more knee flexion, and it allows for a bigger range of motion, and you don't actually go down to the floor. So this is where the strength world is kind of nuanced in that. So that's why I don't harp on the differences. Is they're working the same things. I wonder if my computer is going to survive this form check. I feel like it's getting slower. Yes. Boom. Set that back. And on a deficit. Brilliant. Well done, Brian.
Wasn't sure about my hips kicking up. And I was wondering if when I
They did
pushed away from the floor, I started feeling it this morning, because this was from this morning. And I was like, from last week, you had told me I'm doing too much of a straight leg. So I was worried my hips were kicking up. And when I felt this morning, I was like, it's all in my posterior. It's like all either sacrum down. And I was wondering if when I push away from the floor, I should be kind of putting a little more tension in my quads to make it more full leg.
A deficit you
only
should
rear.
be. A deficit you should be.
Should be for a little more quad tension.
So we've got more ground to cover with our quad.
Yeah. Okay.
But you have to be able to do so without shooting your butt up, and that's where your brace and positioning and holding tension is going to come in.
Gotcha. Cool. Thank you.
Yes, sir. We're on the home stretch here, people. We got 13 left. We're powering through. There's Ben.
There he is. How are we doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, just out on my walk after work.
These are great, Ben.
Oh, well, see, the issue I'm having is I'm upsetting the right-hand side of my back immediately to the right of my spine.
Where at?
And I'm wondering if you saw
Up,
something.
down.
I have another video. I think I point out where it was. It is mostly on the raising portion, because I went up in weight, and this was
No, where
yes,
in the
here we
back?
are.
Lower.
So it is my lower back, sort of around the line of my belly button, if you sort of drew a line around to it.
Yeah, like sacrum L5 area.
I will point it out in this video because I went for 140 kilos, which I can normally do, and this one upset it quite a lot. But it only lasted for about a day. It was just that initial. I point it out there.
Yeah. Okay. So that'd probably be like upper lumbar, lower thoracic. Not the fact that it went away in a day just means you could have just pinched something, and it's slight strain. That's okay. You did the right thing. You backed off. Welcome to the club.
Like a real one now.
This is where because Bridget was again in the comments talking. She's like, I did something wrong, like blah, like it failed or something other. It's like, guys, this is a matter of when, not if. Like, we're using our stuff, we're pushing, things tweak, things strain, things, it happens. Like,
yes.
And lucky people go sometimes all without it, but I'd be willing to bet they've never pushed hard a day in their life in the gym, if that's the case.
Oh, true.
These things happen, and you made the right call. You backed off. A day later, it was fine. So you just kind of slowly ramp back up into it, and it's all good, man.
So are you content for me to carry on with the varied deadlift plan that Daniel sent me?
You mean that I sent him?
Yes. Well, yes, I assumed as much, but we can give the Monday man some credit,
Yes. Yes. So with that, because you're starting with the higher volume, and then we're fluctuating you down. Basically we're peaking you for tall.
Yes.
So with that first 10, it's 10-8-6, then I think it's 8-6-4, 4-2.
Yes.
I forget off the top of my head.
4-2-2-2-2-1.
Yes.
And then deload.
With that, we are doing a run perfection. That 4-2-1, that top single isn't a full all-out send. It is a 9 to 10 effort, but it's a 9 to 10 effort with a run perfection. The send is on game day.
Right.
So we don't want to tweak. So that 10-8-6, you should get good volume out of that. But it's okay if you're undershooting weights at that point. Like I don't care about the number. I care about the progression.
All right. Okay.
So ramping into that, when you start that, it's okay to play that first week a little conservative coming off of that little twinge.
Good. Okay, because that was going to be my next question.
Yeah,
Because the
that's
one
okay
I
to play
twinged
that a
at my
little bit
back, that was
conservative.
140.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Play that a
good.
little bit conservative. It's okay. It's fine. We've got 4 weeks. We've got plenty of time. Take your time with it. Err on the side of caution this first deadlift session. Shoot for like an 8, a 7 to 8 effort.
Right.
2 reps left in the tank. They're going to get heavier as they go. So keep that in mind.
Yes.
Fatigue will be a thing. Motor will be a thing. So even if you have a 5 to 6 on your set of 10, and then you push for a 7 on the set of 8, and then an 8 for on the set of 6. So you're getting your body used to, okay, we're good on the set of 10. Body didn't yell at me, and so forth. You get what I'm trying to say.
Right. No, I do understand. That's fine. As long as you're content that I'm good to go, you're happy with how my form is looking at a weight that I'm repping, not tremendously far away from my current maximum. That's good, because Ian Miller and we both got a goal. 200 is going up in Austria.
I love it. We'll get you there.
We've got to, because I can't let him down because he's already prettier than me. He can't be stronger than me as well.
Well, you're British and he's Scottish, so you've already kind of got a whole history of letting each other down there, haven't you?
But it's mostly us, to be fair. We stopped invading for 5 bloody minutes. But that's just our way, isn't it? Turn up.
If
God,
you
I
didn't
like that.
understand
That's
that
lovely.
joke, you need a history lesson.
We've got a few thousand years of it, chaps. Crack on.
The Irish don't like you much either.
Oh, no
Ben,
one does. It's
have you
fine.
seen Train Spotting?
Yeah, this is one of my favourite films.
I don't hate the English. They're just wankers. We, on the other hand, were
Factual.
colonized by wankers.
Hey, we're never upset with the Norwegians. They did their fair amount, but hey, we let it go.
Jacqueline, this is much better. I like your position in the hole. You're not going all the way down, and that's okay because you're using tiny plates. So that's probably more realistically where the bar would actually be. I'm okay with that in this setting. Keep that bar close. You see how you feel like you kind of come around your knee slightly. I'm not worried about the down. The up, you kind of crest the knee ever so subtly. I want you to snap the bar. So that lat tension is what's going to keep that bar close. So we get more of that acceleration to the bar. The bar, you're keeping it tight and your hips slam through into that bar. And we get good glute power into that lockout. But again, overall, much, much better. Well done. Nice solid strict press. Elbows stacked under the wrists, pressing to the back of her head. Jacqueline, you're a natural presser. I love it. Well done. So I would adjust your elbow angle. We want to land over vertical like this. So what I would do is you're starting here. I would bring them here and then extend from that position. So you're not extending out past your head. And it's because once you're extended, you've then loaded the lat more, kind of like a raise. We want to just bring your elbows a little bit. Think elbows like nipple line, I guess would be the way to say. Like that would be a good ballpark for a cue. And then just extend up over. Versus extending and punching out. Lat pullovers. These are good. These are pretty good. I would keep those hips. I'd let those hips sink just a little bit and hold them there. So we get a nice big range of motion and you're getting real close to the floor, and that will actually open up more ROM because our hips are lower, which means it's going to create more of a stretch. God, you two are going nuts. Those are beautiful. Yep, caught herself. Just reverse lunges. I really want to see you driving into that front quad on the way back up with slightly less assist from the rear leg. Otherwise, your control of the weight and your posture is great. Jesus. All right, just okay. Watch out for the cable. Go on. Your squats. Overall, not bad. You see how as you get down to the bottom, you come forward and we kind of collapse. I want you to maintain that proud chest. So when we brace down into our stomach really hard and we maintain that upper back tension to keep that chest from falling, and we drive into it. And what I think would help you, because it looks like you've got some length here in the leg, is take some of those, excuse me, those 10 pounds or 5-pound plates, put them under your heels, elevate that heel a little bit. We want to get more anterior tilt, tailbone to the sky, out of your hips. Relax. I'm almost done. Relax. Okay. These are good. With these, it goes for everybody. Little assist from that back foot as possible. We're trying to load the shit out of that front quad. She's doing a really good job of not swinging the weights and being all over the place with her upper body. She's got great core control with maintaining tension in her torso and upper body. She does that very well across all of her lifts, I've noticed. Using the couch as a loading platform. I love that. Brilliant. You're right there at depth. Keep that chest proud. Don't let that upper back collapse. Keep a nice, rigid, tight back.
Yeah,
Right
my
there.
my question, Nick, is how to pick it up and put it out safely, because with the barbell front squat, I also have to clean it, and it's not a problem. But after 10 reps, I have to put it down, and I don't want to destroy anything.
So when I do a goblet squat with a heavy dumbbell, I pick it up off the floor, kind of like in a deadlift pattern, and I come up and I accelerate and I catch. And once I catch, I'm here. I take one hand, flip up, the other hand, flip up, and then I squat.
Okay.
I mean, it's dead weight. You've got to get it there.
Yeah, it's when I'm at the gym with the rack, everything's fine. But when I'm at home and the weight got heavier, I'm just afraid I'm gonna destroy something when I drop it.
Yeah, I just clean it, squeeze, up, and then get in position and then squat.
Okay, and then how do you put it down?
the reverse process. I go down, down, and then come down with it. Or I do my 10 reps, and then on the 11th rep, I come down and I put it on my knee and then grab it and then gently set it on the floor.
Okay. Thank you for the tips. We'll try it next time. Appreciate you as always.
Anytime. Benoit, you absolutely nailed these. I mean, you're bearing them, you're maintaining your posture, your butt's not kicking up. You're probably going slightly deeper than you need to, honestly. But I know pins adjusting so many inches, so the next hole up might be too big of a jump, might put you over depth. But you're doing great here.
Yeah, the pins are either too high or too low, so I prefer too low.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing you could do, thinking outside the box here, is if you went with the higher pin, you could take your lighter plates and stack a platform to bring you up as well to make a smaller. So if you went with the higher one and then stacked like the 25s underneath, that might give you the sweet spot. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
Some you can play around with.
Did you see any butt wink in there?
It's very, very, very subtle down at the bottom, but you're going so deep, you can't really avoid it.
Yes, and is it like could it be harmful, or is it okay? Just a slight.
I don't think it's harmful at that point. I mean, you're just going so deep. There's no way to avoid it. So, and it's not a massive amount. It's very subtle, very at the very end of the range of motion there.
Okay. So for pull-ups, after I have done my deadlift, my stiff leg deadlift, it pulls in my left lat a lot, and now I switched to it.
The lats and erectors are loaded heavily with stiff leg deadlifts to bear the weight. So you're going from one load to another. It's building that lat strength. So that makes sense. You're getting, when you say pulling, is it like a strain? Is it like a painful pull, or is it like, man, they're cooked?
It's a painful pull. It feels like if one muscle in that area is not strong enough, but all the other muscles are strong enough. So if I want to pull up, I will, and it will go up easily. But that specific muscle, it starts from the head of the triceps and it goes down the lat here.
Does it hurt on the down, the up, or both?
At the start, going up.
Okay, so
at the top, it doesn't hurt at all at the top, but all the way going up, it's and it shakes a lot.
Okay, so here's what I want you to do next week. I want you to try this. I want you to attach a heavy band that you can basically do a pull down with. As heavy as possible for the rep range. And I want you to simulate doing a pull up, but doing a seated lat pull down with a band. You might have to sit on the floor. I don't know between the length of the band, the height of the rack. We'll have to play with it and find a system that works to do a lat pull down. And try doing it from ranges of motion all the way extended, almost all the way extended, and see if we get pain in any of those. And let's kind of troubleshoot this a little bit.
Okay. Well, I'm using elastics from a door frame, and I bend forward so that I pull in that movement, and it doesn't hurt because there's no.
I want you seated so it gets you in that pull up position, because yes, you can do a pull down mostly with that bent over position, But the seated, you sitting, say, on the floor with your legs out in front of you, you have to move that upper body out of the way just like you would for a pull-up. So I want to replicate it as close as possible to troubleshoot it.
Okay.
Without the load of a pull-up.
Okay. Thank you, Nick. I'll keep
Always,
doing
brother.
my workout.
Go get them. What do you? Wow, you're super mobile. You're so narrow. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Like it's not necessarily bad either, but I'm impressed by your shoulder mobility. Your squat looks great. I'd like to see it from the side. The range of motion, how you move, Brett, is very good. I'm happy with it. From this angle, nothing's popping out. There we go. Good. Fought back against it. Brett, your squat looks great, man. I actually really like your squat. You hinge very well. You have spatial awareness. You can feel when you get up front. I see fight back into the bar, driving into that bar with your back. Your squat, you've got good mobility. You're a narrow squatter, all the way down to your shoulder mobility. You're doing these very well, man. Well done. And that is it. 90. That might be the most we've ever done in one sitting. So thank you for those of you that bared with it on that one. Do we have any?
Well done, mate.
Nick, I've got a question.
I see Lauren, looks like my squat video didn't make it either. I just went down the list.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I uploaded it yesterday, but it's fine because they were garbage anyway. So I'll just send another one next week.
Yeah, I just started the first one. I just hit next.
Yeah.
So it must
It just
not have.
happens. It's all good. I gotta go anyway because I'm busy making dinner. So thank you so much, Coach Nick, for everything. Like that was a super useful session.
Good. I think Susan started to ask a question.
Yeah, simple one. I've got a big workout coming up. It's just got a whole bunch, but they're all straight workouts. Is it okay to superset that shit?
What do you mean? I have a.
Well, it's just got like 8 different exercises and then 3 each, and it's not that it's too hard or anything. It's just I prefer to superset because my brain likes efficiency.
So you want to go down the list of 8 movements and then recycle all 3 rounds again with all 8 movements?
No, I would group them. Arms, like no more than 3. I group them, and then like the arms I would group, the legs I would group, and then have a 2-minute break in between.
Well, it so it depends on the purpose, because if you're not doing it, the rest is intended because we're trying to maximize our effort and weight to progressively overload. So if you do superset, you kind of mitigate how effective it can be there.
Well, these
So
sets are all 10x, 10 times, so that wouldn't be max weight.
yeah, so but still you're still that's volume, right?
Mm-hmm.
You still have a maximum amount of weight that you can do in certain rep ranges. So if it's 3 by 10, odds are you're trying to go as heavy as possible for that first set, and then you're probably gonna take 2 minutes rest, and then go heavy as possible for that second set of 10, which might be at or less than the first set, and then heavy as possible for the third set. If you superset that with whatever, that's going to exponentially cut into how much weight you can do per set and mitigate. What program is it?
It's just advanced dumbbell weight loss.
If your goal is overall weight loss and like work capacity.
Mm-hmm. Well, I am trying to get my arms. I'm still trying to get strength too. I mean,
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't superset everything.
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so there's a reason why it's programmed the way it is. Now, there are nuances. Say you're low on time that day or whatever, and you got to get through it, get the workout in. 100%, absolutely modify,
Right.
superset it, but don't do that every time. No,
Okay.
you want the program to progress you the way it needs to progress you. So if you're supersetting it all the time, you're losing out on the potential strength and gain side of it with the volume and the weight and the progressive overload, because you're going to be severely limited on the weight that you can do on the superset because it is taxing more so in a cardio aspect, with the strength being secondary versus allowing the rest periods and pushing that super high effort for as heavy as possible for that set of 10 each time.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. My
get what you're
German
saying.
efficient brain wants to
Yeah,
maximize.
I 100% understand where you're coming from. It just would be counterintuitive for what the program's trying to do for you.
Right, because I do want the strength. I do want the muscles. I can feel. I've got my hand on my biceps right now, and I can feel that muscle's there underneath
Yes.
fat. So it's firming up. I'm really pleased with this. I had a trainer for 2 years back in 2017. I think I'm gaining muscle faster here than I did then. And we did a lot of machine, we did dumbbell, we did everything except barbell, which is really what I wanted to do. But yeah.
Was it just like a training in a commercial gym?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, he competed, but I don't think he took my 55-year-old ass seriously, I guess.
well, yeah, and I'm just let that lie and into I don't care what he competed in. I know people who do one strongman contest and they start selling coaching, and I'm like, what,
Yeah.
you don't know anything yet.
Right, right.
So they might have competed, but that doesn't mean they learned anything. You know what I mean? Look at Bill
Well, I
Belichick,
mean, he
NFL quarterback.
was
He's not a stud
like
athlete.
he was a college, I mean, apparently he had his degree and stuff like that. I just
He
don't
was
think he
earning a
pushed
paycheck, is what he was doing.
Right. He just didn't push. Now that I can see this is a difference where I'm adding my own weights, I just feel I'm getting a better results, which is funny.
Yeah, I mean, you have a structure, it's a guide, and you have access to coaching, and you seem like a very you're able to be very self-sufficient as long as you kind of have those nudges from the coaching and the program to keep you
Right.
the path you want to go. You can handle it. So that's
Well, I'm
it's
working
the right
on
fit for you.
flying some a barbell soon. So
There you
the
go.
home gym is growing. I'm going to get
That's
rid of a
always a good
bed so
feeling.
I can have a gym room. So, all right. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Bonnie, go ahead.
All right. So we had been working on squats. Good thing. And I was also working on setting myself for competition for deadlift. So I was going for a PR at 275 or 125 kilos, and I blew a disc.
Okay.
So I am now limited in what I can do. So I'm trying to figure out what are some alternatives, because what's happened is it's pinched the nerve so that the whole left leg is numb and there's no strength, there's no muscle. So that takes out lunges, squats, deadlifts, leg extensions, clean press, high lift, step ups.
It actually doesn't take it out.
Well, I got one leg.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's going to force unilateral movement. So basically when that nerve's pinched, picture a nerve like a fishing line, and there's a noodle with a fishing line running through it.
Yeah.
The fishing line's a signal. When it pinches off, it can't send it down the rest of the track. So we have to get it firing again. And not doing it does not allow it to either relearn or get it firing again. It avoids it and creates a deficit that the more longer you go with. But you also have to mitigate inflammation to give better access to the nerve and the signal.
Right.
I'm going to guess, did you get imagery done?
Excuse me?
Did you get any imagery done? Like
Yes.
X-ray?
So I have a meeting with a surgeon on June 1st.
Was it like L5 area?
Pinched nerve between L1, L2, and L4 and L5.
Yep.
Or
So
actually a blown disc.
yes. So to give you a little light into why I'm able to guess like that, and my entire lumbar is herniated. I've lost 60% of my disc spacing. From L3 to L5, I lost 50% from L1 to L3. My L5 S1 is torn. It is crushing a nerve. So I know the feeling because when it's bad, my left glute, my left hamstring is shut down. I don't have it.
Right.
I've gone down this road, I don't know how many times, and mine's from a pre-existing injury in the military. So I got into strongman with this issue, and I'm able to deadlift 800 pounds when it's not fucked. So I'm saying that to let you know this is not a death sentence. This is not a my lifting has changed forever. In some ways that is true, but that is in management and rehab and how we're going to mitigate this, because discs don't just heal. But we can mitigate the inflammation and certain things to make it less symptomatic more often. So with that being said, have you spoken to a sports PT in this process?
I actually have, and he has me just trying to straighten the leg. So sitting down just from the knee, trying to lift my foot to actually have my leg straight, I can't. That's where I'm at right now.
So what he's trying to do is basically what I was saying about he's attacking it from the ground up and trying to get movement pattern back through movement in a unilateral setting. So he's doing it at its lowest level, and then that will progress into other movements. So it sounds like this, and the reason why I asked about a sports PT is because they attack through movement. They don't, all right, well, they don't piddle around. They get in there, they get after it, they assess and develop a plan and start attacking with the goal of getting stronger versus the attack. Typical physios or regular PTs, they focus on becoming less pain symptomatic and just getting you back to functioning. Whereas sports PT, you're like, hey, this is my goal. I'm trying to get stronger. That's how they take their approach. So keep going with that, because that someone hands-on is going to be far more effective than I'm going to be from a video screen.
Right.
Because he can assess you week in and week out and adjust what needs to be done. So keep letting that sports physio take the lead and getting you back.
So as far as just maintaining the strength in the other leg, I mean, I don't want it, because when I go and I even do a body weight squat, I need a TRX to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I maintain the strength, at least in the right leg?
I mean, that's a valid option. That'd be called essentially like a Hatfield squat, where it's hand assisted.
Yeah.
So you can still do things like that. Trying to keep pain. I tell people 2 to 3 out of 10 or less. And leg extensions, leg curls. And you can do them bilateral with the right leg doing most of the work, and the left leg working as much as it can.
Got it.
And again, that would be depending on, again, I haven't been able to assess your overall body's range of motion, that I would take that exact question the next time you see your sports physio and tell them, this is my fear. This is what I don't want to happen. How do I keep ticking along so I don't lose that? Because they can get, I don't know what your full range of motion looks like in your body and how this is radiating and affecting your movement patterns holistically. Because as someone who's dealt with back shit, I know that it can affect how you move as a whole. It's crippling. So I would take that same exact question right into your sports physio.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
Giannis.
Hi, Nick. Yeah, I sent the video. I wasn't, but I joined late. I don't know if it was covered or not.
It was.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks
I got
so
you.
much. Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
She-Wolf, go ahead.
Hey, I was a bit late submitting my video and I didn't see it come through. I had 3. I just started finally working with dumbbells and barbell. I don't know if it'll come in with a refresh or what. I tried re-uploading it and it keeps failing now.
Let's see here.
Otherwise, I can just come over and fix your internet and you can show me that.
Yeah, I'm down for a trade-off. I honestly think I just need to move the thing because the trees have grown over and it probably
Yeah,
they're here now.
Awesome.
Hold on. I'll get those real quick. Okay. There we go. No. We're just not okay. What are you growling at? Squirrels, of course.
There we go.
All right. Oh, they're about to go ballistic. While man's dropping my mower off. Press more towards your face. So do you see how you open up this direction at the bottom? I want to see you more either neutral or more closer to this angle versus opening up this way.
Okay.
All right. You boys can go get, hold on. Go get Granddad. This looks fine. It's hard to tell straight on. If you're
You want
rowing,
more of an angle for deadlifts in the future or things like this?
deadlifts, rows, everything from the side. But the main thing is keeping that posterior chain in a nice neutral position and rowing towards your belly button. So yes, I would much prefer to see those from the side.
Okay.
It just gives me, it's the depth throws it off. Like it's just way more, like this.
Like
This is gonna be, I can see the hinge pattern as a whole. Okay, so this position we're in, this is lumbar flexion. So you're going too deep. meaning you don't have the mobility to go that far while maintaining that rigid lumbar. So when it comes to RDLs and SDLs and things of that nature, we want to maintain posture with that lumbar. So we're pushing back with our hips. And this is as far as I go. That's how tight my hamstrings are. If I were to go any further, it causes me to reach and break that position.
Right.
So
I'm over.
range of motion stops when it starts to break.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you kindly.
Right. Anytime. Any other questions? Going once, going twice. Then that is a wrap for this week. I will catch you guys next week. Thanks again for everyone showing up. I really appreciate it. Everyone's taking along. So keep them coming. I think we hit a PR with 90 in hitting all 90 in one session. Before it was 83, I think was our best. So I know it makes for a long one, but I like to make sure everyone gets it. If you guys would rather me shorten that up and do like say 50 and then go into a Q&A and then do another video, the makeups, I call them, where I do it just me and do the form checks and rip through them. If you guys would rather get to the Q&A sooner and I just break that up into a separate form check and we submit that in the next article, let me know, comment on the app, so Catch and I and everyone can see it. That's useful. It's useful feedback, so it's more palatable. So if we want to get more Q&A involved with these, I can do less of them and then just do the rest on the back end. Not a big deal. I don't care either way. Just whatever works for you guys the best. So let me know. Pop that into today's article. And I'll make sure Catch is aware to keep an eye on it. Thank you guys.
Thank you for your time.
Always.
Thanks, y'all.
Have a good week.